Welcome to another edition of the Scouting Report. My name is Aaron Goldsmith, Mariners broadcaster, and today we are joined by Mariners fourth-round draft pick out of Ole Miss, Tyler Keenan, Mariners infielder. Tyler, man, congrats. Welcome to the Mariners. Thanks for joining us today, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Hey, man, exciting times for you for sure. Let's go back to draft day and what that was like for you. Walk us through everything leading up to it that morning, that afternoon, and then you find out that you're a Mariner.
Just woke up that morning, kind of felt the same as, every other day. And then as it kept getting closer and closer, it kept getting more real and got nervous. And I had my friends and family at my house, and we were all just sitting around watching it. And, I heard my name called, and it was amazing. It was a dream come true, and I can't thank everyone else around me that it worked out and ready to go.
Every kid dreams of playing in the big leagues one day, and you just took a gigantic step forward towards achieving that goal. So with that in mind, and given that there are so many players in your position who are playing college baseball around the country who want to get to the big leagues, want to play just in the minor leagues and be a pro, how long did it take to really sink in that, hey, man, this is a massive step forward in your career?
Honestly, it took like a couple of days. I was talking to one of my friends that came down to see me, and 2 days later, we were like, wow, that really happened. I really got drafted. I've worked for this my entire life, and it happened. We never really thought it was going to happen, and here we are. Got excited and ready to go.
Unfortunately for you and everybody else, your junior season at Ole Miss got cut short, fewer than 20 games. But my goodness, Tyler, the productivity, man, you made the most. Your 17 games hit well over 400. And I guess you had some guys in front of you in the lineup who got on base a lot, 33 ribbies in 17 games, and you did some damage behind them, plenty of dingers as well. What was working so well for you in your short but very impactful junior season?
Honestly, it was just the people around me. We had Anthony Servideo, who led off, who went to the third round to the Orioles, and then we had our couple freshmen, and then our four-hole just hitting around me, gave me some protection, and they had a lot more to focus on than just me, and it worked out for everyone. We started off 16-1, lost opening day, but after that, rattled off 16 wins, and just getting in the cages and working with our hitting coach and working with Coach B and everyone, and it all just kind of worked out for everybody.
Tyler, look, man, we all see the numbers, what you posted, especially this year at Ole Miss, what you've done in your career. We know you can mash. What can you tell us that we can't see in the numbers about you as a ball player?
Kind of just a hard-working guy. I'm the type of guy that's going to go in and hit at night when I can't sleep and hit during the day. And my dad kind of forces me to get out of the cage sometimes because I'll be in there for hours and his arm can't take it. So, just kind of intense and fiery and just want to win games. I'm just here to help a team win some games and get to where we need to be.
How about some early influences in your career? How did you first get involved with baseball?
My dad kind of got me into it, and we grew up in a baseball family. I have a half brother that played at Old Dominion, and I grew up watching him and going to his games, and really just wanted to be him when I grew up. I wanted to grow up and go to Old Dominion just like he did, and then things kind of worked out to where I ended up at Ole Miss, and my family loved it, and I loved it, and just fell in love with the place. And now I'm a Mariner, and I'm ready to get going.
We got to talk about your dad a little bit. He was a big part of a pretty cool event in your amateur career. You took part last year in the College Home Run Derby in Omaha. He threw BP to you. You nearly won the competition. Take us back to that, what looked like a very warm day in Omaha, and what it was like in such a big stage with your dad being such a big part of it.
Yeah, it was a really cool experience. He really wasn't supposed to throw to me that day because I texted our hitting coach at Ole Miss, Coach Clem, and he was actually out recruiting. So he's like, hey, I can't throw. I was like, all right, well, my dad's thrown BP to me my whole life. So I called him. He's like, absolutely, I'd love to go. So we got on a plane. I went from the Cape all the way to Omaha, and he flew in from Myrtle Beach, and my whole family met up. And then we get there, and it's like 107 degrees, humidity. And I'd put a poll out on Twitter for what uniform I should wear. I kind of obviously knew what everyone was going to choose in the powders, but powder happens to be our thickest uniform we have. It's about 105 degrees out there, and I was burning up. But it was a really cool event, especially with my dad throwing. It's kind of special for me and special for him because we've kind of been practicing for that my whole life, but in an indirect way. And it was a really cool experience, and my whole family was there, and it was awesome.
All right, your dad is a beast then. If he was not prepared to throw BP, was there enough ice in the hotel when you got back to your room afterwards?
That was the first time he threw to me in about 2.5 years. So it had been a while for him. So the next day I went back to the Cape and he called me. He's like, yeah, I got to ice my arm. Like, it's killing me. Like, I mean, now since the whole Corona and COVID stuff's going on, he's been throwing me every single day. So he's kind of used to it. But then he was hurting a little bit.
We got to talk about you facing the Mariners' #1 draft pick, 6th overall, Emerson Hancock, who we've had a chance to speak to here on the Scouting Report. I mean, he went into this year basically seen as the top college pitching prospect. We know how nasty he is, and thus such a high draft selection by the Mariners. You have faced him. What's it like squaring off against Emerson Hancock?
I mean, it's obvious he's a stud. Like, he's very dynamic on the mound. He can throw all pitches for strikes, and it's pretty impressive to watch. I mean, I know my freshman year, he struck me out on like 4 or 5 pitches, and I look up on the last pitch, and the scoreboard said 100. And I was like, there's no way that's right. And I went back and said it was like 98.6. I was like, all right, this kid's going to be really good. And turns out he's one of the best college pitchers, and it was really fun to watch him work.
It is worth bringing up, since you're humble enough not to. You did rope a double off of him in the SEC tournament last year. So I don't know, did that make up for the strikeout at least a little bit your freshman year?
I would say so, yeah. I mean, kind of got back out on first pitch slider, but just look back to that freshman year when he's throwing one about 98.6 right by me. So.
Hey, you're right now in your home in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina?
Yes, sir, I am.
All right, so a long way from Seattle, Washington, man. Have you ever made it out to Seattle or the Pacific Northwest?
The only time I've been out west is when we played Long Beach State my freshman year, but I'm kind of excited. I mean, I'm the kind of guy that likes to travel. I mean, I like to get out on the road and see different things. And, I mean, going on the road with Ole Miss and visiting all these cool places really fired me up, so I'm ready to go. What
do you like to do when you're not playing baseball?
I can say this now that I'm not at Ole Miss, but I love playing basketball. Coach B had a rule where we couldn't play basketball, so I didn't go out on the court and play because he told us not to. But I love going out and playing basketball, watching basketball, kind of just hanging out with my friends and just doing whatever to keep me away from baseball while I'm away from the game. So just kind of keep me even keel and keep it separated, kind of.
So I guess you think that Ole Miss isn't cool with it, but the Mariners will be cool with it?
I don't know. I haven't been told no yet. So.
All right. Well, cat's out of the bag now, man. I can imagine. I mean, you must be pretty filthy in the post, man. I don't see you as the sharpshooter, but am I wrong on this?
I actually didn't play post growing up. I was kind of like the power forward, like not power forward, but small forward, and kind of shot a little bit. I kind of just hovered around the 3-point line. But other than that, that's about it. That's about all I could do on a basketball court to shoot.
All right, Tyler, we're going to wrap this up with a little segment we call Quick Pitch. This is rapid fire, man, and we show no mercy. Are you ready for this?
Going to have to be, I guess.
All right. We start off easy. Breakfast burritos or breakfast sandwiches?
Breakfast sandwiches.
Would you rather sing on stage or dance on stage?
I'd probably go sing because I can't dance.
What is your go-to pizza topping?
I actually don't eat pizza, so yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That is something Mariners fans need to know about you. Why don't you eat pizza?
I'm just not a fan of it. It's not my thing.
All right, good to know. Take us back. Maybe this is grade school, middle school. Your first ever celebrity crush.
Oh, Selena Gomez, for sure. Selena Gomez was on, I think it was like Wizards of Waverly Place. I was in like elementary school, and I was like, yeah, that's nice. Yeah.
You haven't. I don't know if you've quite moved on from Selena by the way you say that.
No, she's a keeper. Whoever has her.
And finally, tell us your greatest non-baseball athletic achievement.
That's hard, honestly. Probably just winning the conference championship in basketball. I mean, that's about it. I mean, I played basketball and football growing up, but never really won anything, which kind of sucks. I'm kind of ready to get there and start winning games. So,
what football position?
I played quarterback, but I stopped that real fast after about a couple of years. So.
Hey, Tyler, man, it is great to meet you, catch up a little bit and learn more about you and your journey to come to the Seattle Mariners. We are thrilled to have you as a part of the organization, and we hope that we can see each other face-to-face at some point real soon.
Absolutely. I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.